What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I'd like to welcome you to my podcast, The House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about rootwork, conjure, tarot, culture, astrology, and a little bit of everything in between. Today is Friday, ruled by Venus, and the moon is still waning in Gemini. And with that energy, like Venus is all about partnerships as well as finances. A lot of people like to do their money workings on Jupiter Day and also Mercury Day, but a lot of people leave out the energy of Venus and how Venus can assist you in getting, that good vibe, that good ting coming through. And also you can do Venus money workings during a Mercury hour on a Venus day or during a Jupiter hour on a Venus day. Now, just to give it some more context, if you're looking for fast money, quick money on a Venus day being attracted to you and coming to you from certain sources, you would do it on during the Mercury hour. If you're looking for more long-term harvest, like prosperity, like type work, you would do it during the Jupiter hour. That's just a little fun fact for y'all. Now, again, today you're going to focus in, if you're into the woo, today you're going to focus in on love magic, love drawing, sexual attraction, friendship spells, reconciliation workings, also self-love spells, because self-love is the best love. You can also work in mirror magic, and today is also a good day for glamour workings as well. So make sure y'all, focus in on self. We talk about that quite a bit, but I try to continue to reiterate that to the tribe. I want to tap back in and thank you guys. So this is a new version of my podcast. And I got the notification like when I see like on this day on TikTok, and I see like my memories and stuff on social media. So I saw, not only did I get a notification that on Anchor I had 50 listeners. Now this is a new Anchor account, but I also got the notification from TikTok when the podcast was originally The Pretty Hustler. So it morphed from The Pretty Hustler to the Cush Concierge, and now what it is, the House of Cush. So, thank you. Oh my gosh. I know I said somebody yesterday, but I'm going to say something again today, because when I see that, I'm like, damn, I've been chit-chatting with y'all for quite a bit. So, yeah, thank y'all so much. It's always warms my heart. Now, let's see what's going on with this almanac today before we get into the tribe reading as well as the horoscopes for today. Back to keeping the main ting. I just wanted to shout that out again. Memories they don't let you forget me. They don't let you forget nothing. But yeah, so we got a waning of this moon in Gemini, and things are definitely shifting with that quick traveling through Gemini, which is an air sign. It's asking you to think, speak, and unplug. And I'm also going to put it into a detach. I felt a very detached energy today, and just to put it in plain terms, I felt a very who gives a fuck type of energy today. I was in that type of mode earlier. I'm in that type of mode now, honestly, but with the spotlight still on this recent full moon's harvest, today is definitely going to be about going through, your mental library, and you're deciding what stays, what goes, and what informs you of your next chapter. And today we're going to focus in on, clearing out mental clutter. So you might be looking into your devices, your technology, clearing up loose ends, posting them drafts, letting what's what be what's what, not dragging it along, and choose thoughts that are going to lift you up, not keep you in this loop. I think that's for real. That's why I was like, man. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when I do my readings or whatever, first of all, I pull my cards before. I pull my own personal cards before I come on here and pull tribe cards, because I want to be able to differentiate, between what's my energy and what's, the collective energy. But anyway, I pull my cards today, right? And it was talking about some shit, and I was just like, you know what? Oh, I really don't give a fuck. Like, what's what? Like, I don't care. Like this doesn't matter anymore. And that's the Gemini energy, baby. Cause I was like, yeah. So if you feeling like that, if you feel me, that's why. So yeah, it's time to ground in terms of what is being delivered to you, but not necessarily just sitting in that space. Allow that information to give you that push that you need to move forward. Now, Gemini energy definitely brings fluidity and curiosity, but when it's waning, it's letting you know, like, be mindful of scattered attentions, unfinished conversations, and trust that clarity is coming through more listening than speaking. Y'all know what they say, you got to listen more than you actually talk. The old folks say that all the time. So, I'm like, checks clearly out. But yeah, so today you might do cord cuttings, or you can be prepared, because I usually like do my cord cuttings on Saturdays. But to counteract anybody that's trying to throw in a reconciliation or like love spells or friendship spells towards you, and you really don't want that energy, you can do a cord cutting during Saturn hour today as well. Writing sort of release letters, and like I said, like putting up those boundaries, clearing out any mental clutter. Okay, so let's get into these horoscopes. Well, actually, you know what, before we do the horoscopes, let me stay on task. Let me get into these transits, because it's so much going on. I keep telling y'all I'm gonna do tribe talk like separately, but I keep like integrating tribe talk within the Cush almanac for the day. And I've just been seeing so much discourse, and I've been in a observer mode, about ancestor veneration, and we always have that dialogue about hoodoo and religion, and deconstructing Christianity, and it's like the continuous dialogue. And I get it, like, as a culture we want to just continue to like work through that until it's worked through, but there are a lot of disruptors and change makers that I see, and then sometimes I see people moving purely from ego, and so it's very important to be able to discern. But I don't limit who, what, when, where all the time, because a lot of times I don't always agree with what everybody say, but then sometimes they come with a certain like little fact or information. I'm like, you know what, yeah, that does make sense. So leave things open to perspective, leave things open to interpretation, because that message may be for you today, and then maybe not for you, a week from now. So I'm just gonna throw that out there, because it's a lot of shit. I don't be agreeing with everything, but some stuff I do be like, yeah, that makes sense. And it's also been a discussion of practitioners in general giving away their energy and reciprocation surrounding the energy, and when you get into this type of work. And I might not agree with everything that particular creator says, but I agree with some points she made, and I was like, yeah, makes sense. I'm a very open-minded person though, so everybody don't operate like that. They think like one band, one sound, you can't get a message here, and a lot of people miss the message because they don't like the messenger, and I'm not that type of person. So yeah, we're still in full moon energy. So it's like powerful manifestation, even though the moon has moved into Gemini. I think of what's getting in the way of you being able to get the downloads that you need to get to move through life the way you're trying to, your confirmation, your desire, right? Mixed messages, chaos, confusion. That's why you got to be able to interpret what's what. Randomly, I also saw somebody talking about like they pay attention to what creators do and don't, like bring up certain like political issues and shit like that. And from my standpoint, I stopped being like talking about certain shit on social media because I didn't want to be shadowed, and I brought a lot of my thoughts and opinions to this platform instead. So you just never know why people do certain things, because like some stuff I'll be compelled, but then certain shit I'll be like, let me put this over here. It doesn't mean that a person doesn't want to be active. It doesn't mean that a person does not want to address certain issues. But at the same time, like, I've gotten smart about that, like, because they will silence your ass after so long. They will they will suppress you. So I said I get ahead of that and, you know, put my energy and put my activism in other places. And there's so much going on, right now, shifting culturally with Uranus and Gemini, and it's retrograding, and Saturn in Pisces is retrograding, and we've got the nodes retrograding as well as Chiron. And it's just like all of that energy coming full force, like society, wages, unions, religion, relationships, patriarchy versus matriarchy. And I just think that a lot of it is about control. Each thing deserves to be discussed on its own spot. I have each thing deserves its own spotlight, because there's issues with each situation. So I don't want to just be all over the place with these Aries Mercury I got going on in my chart, y'all. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's just like so much shit is just shifting, and it's like, okay, what's really real? You know what I'm saying? What's really gonna be effective? What's really gonna make an impact? What's really gonna make a change? Or is this just more noise? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like operating from that perspective has shifted the way I approach social media. And I'll never forget, like, they will suppress your ass if you are more combative, if you're more, and it's not my goal to be suppressed. I want to be able to reach the masses. So I'm like, let me move this over here to a private spot. Let's go talk about this somewhere in private. Which is smart, because they do be monitoring you. Larger accounts, political people be monitoring you. It be so many people that be seeing you that you don't think actually be watching, and they be watching like hell. And I ain't even gonna address, you know what I'm saying, my recent readings or whatever. But I know when somebody of high status has viewed me, because when they get to talking, and they get to talking different. And I'm just like, okay. And I just leave it at that. But yeah, you got to be mindful though, y'all. Be mindful. The sun is not very active today, but we do have it at 0 degrees for the sun, connects with the moon. So leaving things to interpretation and deciding how you're going to filter out information is the vibes, you have the free will to take the shit what it is. That's why it's so many avenues. And, I'm going to also suggest, like, sitting back and really thinking about why, who you are, why are you here? What are you doing? I was listening to the Trap Witch, a portion of her, because I haven't finished it yet, but I plan on finishing it, her YouTube video. And and it was also that not a young man, but it was a guy. These are two different practitioners on various ends of the spectrum. Like, he's like, totally different, she's totally different, but it's how the information is coming together. I'm just like, okay, that's a point. I would encourage you guys to really think about your why, really think about, like, who you are in all this, like, where you show up in history, even for just yourself and your lineage. Like, not so much on, emulating others, but why are you here? What is the fucking point? And I've had, like, so many spiritual deaths and evolutions and rebirths, and that's just the nature of who I am. And sometimes I'm just like, okay, like, what's going on? What's the point? You know, so if this is a moment where you're sitting back and you kind of like, like, what's the fucking point? Don't feel weird about that. But the worst thing you could do is not tapping into yourself right now. Because at the end of the day, like, the work never gets fucking done. It never gets done if you never face yourself. Like, it's a fucking must. And then it was this another astrology creator that the Hood Healer had posted. I know a lot of people don't fuck with the Hood Healer, but I like Imani for the reasons that I like Imani. You know what I'm saying? I eat the meats without the bones with everybody. But she had reposted a astrologer from, like, he sounded like he was Scottish or from Ireland or something. Well, but anyway, he was talking about how this being the year 9 and we going into this transformation and innovation, and would you go left or would you go right? And then he was talking about the fact that, like, that bullshit, that destiny swapping shit, that shit is not going to slide in, like, not on no ego shit, but it's just not in Pluto and Aquarius. It's not gonna make it in the higher timeline. And I'm not even gonna say higher timeline. Let's take out that jargon. It's not gonna thrive in the Renaissance at all. Like, originality, accepting innovation. What else did he mention? Originality. Well, that's what's sticking out to me right now. And accepting innovation. And a lot of people don't want to accept innovation right now either. They are so afraid. They don't want shit to change. They are criticizing instead of trying to figure out how this is going to work for them. And they spending so much time, like, focused on the wrong shit. Like, baby, you going to miss the boat. And, yeah, so it's a lot of that too. So I feel like, right, my little 2 cents from what I see going on in society, astrology, culture, whatever, like, I'm like, shit, you got to be unapologetically yourself. Unapologetic, like, and real. And, like, that's not comfortable for a lot of people. You know, I get that. So they assume the position. And I've been there in my journey, like, trying to figure it out or trying to see where I stand. But I think that it's very important to dig within your personal experiences and your stories to figure out what is your cause, like, what is your point, like, why do you do what you do? What's your lore? Not what's somebody else's lore, like, what's your lore? And I think that's going to be very, very important, speaking from an evolved hustler standpoint moving forward. Because as long as I've been doing this, I'm still like, okay, like, what's my lore? Because I didn't want my situation with my exes and my family to become my storyline. So, but that is a part of my lore. That is a part of why I do what I do to a certain extent. So, working through that. Like, I'm still, like, shadow working my way through that shit because I don't want to give them a platform. I don't want to make them famous. Ashley Graham's sister, Maddie Graham, she's talking and she's branching out, and she's, like, going through something similar in terms of, like, discovering herself and speaking on her issues and really just, like, and they eat her ass up on Facebook as they do. But there are also a lot of people that support her. So it's like a give and take, you know. You gotta kind of be like, all right, you know, what's really real? I'm finding myself tapping into that a lot. Like, what's really real out here? But Venus is Canucks in Uranus and Gemini, 0 degrees. And I think that's also colliding with what I'm talking about on a more cultural, like, societal shift. Like, things are changing and there's really nothing you could do about that shit. Like, you either gonna surrender. I saw a really good quote where a guy was like, you don't fight. Well, he was off of the Matrix. Like, you don't fight the river. You'll never win fighting the flow of the river. Something the bald head lady said. But she was like, you'll never win fighting the flow of the river. You have to surrender. That's how you win the battle. And it's so hard for a lot of us to surrender. It'd be hard for me to surrender to y'all. Like, this Capricorn, I'd be like, bitch, I need systems. I need processes. You know, I need to know. As much as I'm a free spirit, I'm also very, like, meticulous about how I want shit to go. And, for context, I turn 40 next year, and I don't feel like I'm where I planned on being when I got ready to turn 40. I'm like, dude, this ain't how I thought this shit was gonna go. And not even in the concept of actually being like, oh, like married and with kids and shit. Nah, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like where I want to be, what I want to do, meeting certain goals. Like, it's very jarring, and very, I don't like this word, but humbling at the end of the day, because I'm like, bitch, I'm about to be 40 years old, and this ain't how I plan this shit going. But I also know it's a part of my testimony. It's a part, again, of my lore that I've been told by several of my followers that is very important to helping them on their journey. Did y'all know everybody don't have a Chiron? Everybody don't have a wounded healer in their chart. I discovered that once. Like, but if you do have that energy in your chart, like, just know, man, it's your law. What is your villain origin story, Fred? And I'm thinking of creative ways to show you guys that, original ways that's not like regurgitated information. And I struggle with that too, because I'm a creative person, and I'm like, I'm not trying to regurgitate what everybody else is giving you. I'm trying to give you something from my experience, from my region, because a lot of people, I know it's a lot of Alabama root workers and conjurers. I'm originally from Alabama, deep south, baby gang. But like, they don't touch on Alabama as much as I think they should. I think we don't get a lot. I'm like, damn, bro, you don't get no deeper south than us. Like, how you missing out on Alabama? But I also feel like a lot of us have been reincarnated just for that. It's time. Spirituality, they be having a lot of egos, child. Lots of egos. But anyway, a lot of that shifting. The age of information, the ability to research and find things, you know what I'm saying? Access has changed. People don't have to go to the library. And I grew up in the library. I love to read. Library. I love to read. I love to research. So I'm one of those closet geeks, if you will. But a lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that. So a lot of that shifting, age of information, things have to change. Mars in Sagittarius is trining Pluto in Aquarius. My bad. It's sextile Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees. So that's tying into what I'm talking about with Sagittarius, spiritual freedom, traveling, moving about. Mars is war, action, ambition. Think of the qualities of the planet as well as the qualities of the zodiac sign that it's in. So yeah, those things are working together. And you've got Venus not really, because it's squaring Pluto, not really, it's a lack of comfort there. And there's a lot of friendships, there's a lot of love, things that you're just not going to be able to go back to because shit has changed. And you got to lean into that. I'm throwing a lot in here, but like I said, we're gonna switch the style up, because that's just me. But yeah, like when I got into what I do, and I got into it for real, outside of like meditating and eating right and stuff like that, like when I was presenting this to the masculine that I was dealing with at the time, and he was like blah. And it's crazy because, like, even friendships, but, like, he was, like, I had two instances, okay? I had a situation with a friend that ex-friend, she was never my friend, but we parted ways, because there was like a stark difference. And like I said, this was at the beginning, like the research, the reading phase, like the real, I wasn't even, and she was like, I'm not into what you into. And it was like done, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And then I realized that I couldn't be with that ex after that. Like, there's no way, bitch, I'm not finna give up the woo. I'm not giving up the root work and the conjure. I'm not gonna raw dog life, for the patriarchy. And he just was not with that shit. And he's been very like vocal, and I knew then, I was like, oh shit, this shit done. You know, ain't no getting around that shit. So I feel like that Venus squaring Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees, like that's that kind of jarring community, love, like friendship. Like you, some shit ain't gonna be able to be fixed, okay? Because things are changing and they're supposed to. And a lot of times that's hard for us. You know, that's not the most comfortable memento, okay? It's not the most comfortable moment. Now, Mars, what I say? We got Jupiter trining Saturn in Pisces, retrograding at 0 degrees. So they have this. Wait, what is trying, y'all? Because people like, I'll never forget. Somebody was like, I had to look up some shit one time. You know, my brain works the way it works. But I'll never forget. I had to look up some shit. And they was like, oh, you don't know that off the top of your head, nigga? I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. Sisters from another mister. Girl, I am not an encyclopedia. Fuck, I'm not a computer. I'm a normal person. Or as normal as I can get. So sometimes my shit tripping. There's that Mercury retrograde happening. My shit tripping. Okay, let me go to my astrology notes. Let me make sure everything. But yeah, she was like, you had to look it up too. I'm like, yeah. Fuck. But we don't just become scholars and then just forget to study forever. Student. Anyway, training. So yeah, we got a harmonious energy going on with Jupiter in Cancer and what was this? I'm waiting, y'all. If you want to look at the transits, astro-seek.com, guys. Jupiter, they're trining with Saturn in Pisces, so you can have the stability, you can have the longevity that you want, but you have to do the work to pursue your dreams. But there is the blessing in that. Okay, let's see what else. Remember, I used to go down through all these, y'all. It used to take me a solid hour. Okay, anyway. But I just, like, lately, I've just been focusing on the 0 degrees because to me, that's the most potent energy. What else? So we got Uranus and Gemini, sextile Neptune and Pisces, retrograding. So there is, change is afoot. It has to happen. Pay attention to your dreams. A lot of that is going to be a signal into what's to come. I don't think it's meant to scare you. I just think it's meant to, like a lot of people talking about the government shutdown and how, SNAP benefits and stuff like that and federal workers, like change is coming and we looking at it as a negative thing, but it's really like to get us out from under because their time is up. I believe that it's showing up in astrology. The nodes, the Pisces is trying the sun in Scorpio at 0 degrees. It's also squaring the moon. So how you show up and how you feel deeply, how you're processing those emotions may be kind of having a moment, squaring energy, hostile, a little bit of confusion. But you would be exploring an occult, that energy of like Scorpio, like you getting that spiritual blessing, you getting that creativity, you getting that like shifting, that evolution too. Because when I think of Pisces, I think of like evolution and wisdom. A lot of people be trying to play with Pisces, like, oh my god, Pisces, da 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 da. But anyway, we ain't gonna go there today. Anyway, Lilith is trining both Jupiter and Saturn at 0 degrees. So again, this shadow work that you're doing, the healing these childhood traumas and wounds, like this is what needs to happen for you to advance. And honestly, shit going down, basement. Like I said I'm not exempt. I be having a moment. I be like, help me. Because the way I saw things, the way I moved through life has shifted. It has changed. We were raised in a certain era. Like, you get this, you get that, you get this, and boom, these are the goals that you're meeting. And now all of that is changing. The way of life is changing. What we value is changing. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot to take in all at one time, right? But anywho, So y'all ready for these horoscopes? Because, yeah, y'all know I try to cap out at about an hour. But let's get into these horoscopes. So, Aries, under this Gemini moon, it's lighting up your third house of communication, offering mental clarity after a recent emotional fog. Now, words do carry power, so choose them intentionally. Avoid over explaining, and a little mystery amplifies your magnetism. Okay, you don't got to let everybody know what you finna do and what you finna think. So, that's for me too. Random, y'all. Sometimes, like, these be real life channels when I be doing these messages and shit, okay? Because somebody had liked a post. So, like, they had liked a post, and I went back and listened. I'm listening to myself talk, and I'm like, damn, now my own messages eat me up. T. Well, yeah, it be going like that sometimes, y'all. It's crazy. But anyway, Taurus, the Gemini moon activates your second house of self-worth and income. New money ideas flow easily, but Neptune's haze may blur discernment. Ground every financial decision in practicality, not fantasy. Gemini, the moon in your sign amplifies your charisma and your creativity. Now, however, Neptune's influence could bring distractions or emotional overstimulation. Pace yourself. Your ideas deserve proper incubation. I get like that too. I be wanting to do some shit and I be like, oh, put it out now. And then there's a lot of shit that I just sit on for an unnecessary amount of time. Like that journey to Cush, those things, that are being edited in drafts right now. Man, you know how long I done sit on that shit? So it's good to have a balance. Cancer. The Gemini moon moves through your 12th house, heightening intuition but blurring boundaries. Solitude refills your cup. Avoid emotional labor for those unwilling to do their own healing. That's just not my problem. Okay, thanks. Leo. The Gemini moon energizes your 11th house of allies and community. Networking feels natural. Your words enchant the right people. Avoid trying to convince those who don't resonate. Okay? Virgo. The Gemini moon activates your 10th house of career and recognition. You're seen. Make it count. Venus trine offers charm, but Neptune's square warns against over idealizing a mentor or a client. Libra. The Gemini moon illuminates your 9th house of vision and purpose. Expansion is calling, but through study, travel, or teaching. Venus in your sign helps you express beauty and truth effortlessly. Scorpio. The Gemini moon moves through your 8th house, stirring up emotional and financial transformations. Conversations about debt, intimacy, or shared power are going to surface. Handle truths with compassion, not control. Sagittarius. The Gemini moon activates your 7th house of partnerships, sparking conversations that redefine commitment. Balance your freedom with loyalty, okay? Both can coexist when rooted in honesty. Capricorn. The Gemini moon energizes your 6th house of health and service. Multitasking may scatter focus, so you need to streamline your priorities to avoid burnout. Venus's harmony helps smooth workplace interactions. Aquarius. The Gemini moon lights your 5th house of creativity and pleasure. Express joy, even in chaos. Neptune's haze may distort self-doubt. You need to dismiss it. Art, laughter, and ritual revitalize your magic. And finally, Pisces. The Gemini moon highlights your 4th house of home and emotional roots. Restlessness may stir, but transformation often starts with rearranging your space or your boundaries. If you guys want to tap into further guidance and rootwork tips, subscribe to my Tribe Talk tier there, and I do post these horoscopes every day, okay? And if you're down for the free team, you want to get to know me a little better, I do also have a free tier where I do post just the basic Cush almanac for the day. Okay. So check me out. Okay. Now let's get into this reading, because y'all know, like I said, I'm going to shut this boy down before 60 minutes, which I have been doing for a hot little second. For the last two. So let's open these roads. Thank you to my spirit team for opening up the roads on behalf of the tribe. Thank you so much for covering and protecting me as I go on this journey. Thank you so much for the gift. You know, I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What y'all got for us today? Past energy. We got the Father of Baskets. Masculine water sign energy present. We've got a karmic fire sign with the Father of Sticks in reverse. Collectively, we've got the grandchildren, which is star energy. We've got, what is this, Aquarius. Near future, we've got Dr. Grant in reverse, which is the Hermit in reverse in the traditional deck. Ooh, somebody's not as grounded. We got a Virgo energy here. Tell me, I just heard things don't have to be perfect. Overall, Two of Knives in reverse. We need you to realize something. You may have felt like you were making a wise move in the past, right? You acquired some sort of emotional intelligence, and this comes from things that have happened in your past. Now, you may have been quite fearful of stepping out and being independent, but we need you to change your perspective, and also we need you to believe in yourself. Things don't have to be perfect. There is some sort of knowledge that's being exposed here too. Now, if we're in the realm of figuring out who these people are in terms of your day-to-day life, there is a masculine water sign and also a masculine earth sign. Now, these people may have appeared to make wise decisions, make wise business decisions. And there's a lot that these energies have done that's somewhat out of loyalty or out of dedication. Two of Coins in the upright is letting me know that now someone's loyalty is their priority. Moving with, like I keep hearing, moving with emotional intelligence. So you could have a earth sign masculine as well as a water sign masculine from your past. And then there's a feminine water sign energy. She could be younger. Somebody's trying to be wise in terms of their life choices. There's a lack of patience here, though, or High Priestess in reverse. Who is this Taurus energy? We got a Black Herman, also Magician in reverse. We got a Libra, Dr. Buzzard in reverse. Hold on, y'all. And a Mother of Baskets in reverse. Protection. So 9 of Sticks. 9 days ago, somebody may have been feeling like they were protecting themselves from some sort of injustice here that left you like heavily in your emotions. 10:01 on the timestamp. There was this is a manipulation of your instincts, of your energy. Like you got some sort of armor. You got your armor. You know, you got your Bible, you got your gun, you got your mojo bag, you got your ancestors. Your ancestors are protecting you from this energy or this person. Well, people are energy if you think about it. I look at spirits, not physical bodies. And that's where a lot of people get it fucked up. They be looking at the body. No, I'm looking at the spirit. But yeah, there's a High Priestess in reverse here. This person could have done some sort of manipulation magic. Possibly could have been a court case or a spiritual court case. Claiming that they were protecting someone from a mother figure who was emotionally unstable here. That was an interesting breakdown. Tell me about the Father of Sticks in reverse. So you've got either a feminine Aries Empress energy that is operating out of her masculine, or someone could have been trying to abuse their authority here with an Empress. This person's in your present energy. This person seems to have made some sort of decision, or they will in the next 3 days, that will come off as reckless. Son of Sticks in reverse. But this was based on some sort of misinformation or a lie. This could be surrounding some sort of physical death or some sort of spiritual ending here. Scorpio could be significant. Somebody could have lied about an ending or a death. Ooh, okay. Tell me about the grandchildren. So maybe you could have believed that a situation was slowing you down, Daughter of Coins in reverse. In this relationship or friendship, Two of Baskets in the upright. Oh, okay, I see. So you may have felt like, okay, this shit is going to slow me down for a long time. But this really is a brief delay. Two of Sticks in reverse. This was a brief delay, and it's because there's some sort of toxicity within the family, some sort of trauma with the Ten of Baskets, maybe delaying you because you was not gonna get out what you wanted out of this situation anyway. Father Sims in reverse. These people, there's been some very unstable decisions made here within the home. Father Sims in reverse, a karmic Sagittarius energy. Somebody was trying to build their life off of your instability, off of like, and that's been a theme too. If I was to get off into that, baby, we would definitely have to do a part 2. Aquarius energy. Somebody could have believed slowing you down was the right thing to do. But this delay brought on by your toxic family is what caused you to pour into your new life. It caused you to start over and take bold, inspired action, Daughter of Sticks. What's the Dr. Green in reverse? So in the near future, before Virgo season or before some sort of Virgo moon phase here, there will be some, it could be a Virgo being oppressed. That Eight of Knives in reverse is a go to jail card too. Due to somebody could have taken something. Four of Coins. This may have very much thievery energy here. Somebody's upset, or this person just could have been very immature in terms of their emotions and feelings, and they felt like upset because maybe, they wanted you to stop talking, stop like moving forward. Eight of Sticks in reverse. So needing to make peace. Person's looking to fix something. 6 months is significant. Within 6 months. 6 months. Pay attention. Confirmation to that Virgo. Pay very much heavy attention to that Virgo. Two of Knives in reverse. You could see or sense that something is coming. Cancer with the Railroad Bill card. But that doesn't mean that you should change your plans or your strategy. Seven of Knives in reverse. Because you are doing what's right. This doesn't change that the plan. Don't change your rituals. Don't change your plan. Yeah. This is a Cancer and a Taurus. Yeah. This doesn't shift. Don't let this change your morals. Don't let this change your path. Whatever this is that's coming, that's interesting. Ooh. Overall, yeah, you sense something that's coming. You like smell it in the air. Y'all know in Doctor Strange, the lady, when she's walking back to her trailer, she can almost sense in the air that something is coming. Like, that's the vibes that I'm getting. You can sense that something is coming. You can sense that you need to get a move on it. But this shouldn't change your rituals or your routine, Like I said, a Cancer or a Taurus could be involved. Somebody couldn't change the mind or couldn't change these plans. Interesting. Let's see what the guides have to say. Take it where it resonates. This is a general reading. If you guys need a personal reading, click the link in my bio to book. Thank you. Now, past energy. So we got Two of Baskets coming up. There's a friendship or some sort of relationship here that someone's not talking about or they don't know about. It's not talking about something. They don't want to talk about this, but they have to. They maybe someone could have lied about something, and there's a need to share the responsibility of this disappointment. They could be under judgment, Libra, Dr. Buzzard, and judgment in reverse, Blood of Pez. Somebody's under judgment for continuing to try to build something or amass some sort of wealth. Somebody could have felt like they were gaining ground here, but they've lost this fight. Just because you're in this Wheel of Fortune, they can't battle you for your Wheel of Fortune. Like, you can't battle. That's another thing. Like, that shit, destiny swapping. Like, people be, like, dead-ass delusional. They be dead-ass crazy. Because, yes, people will try. They will do. They will put you at a low frequency. They will siphon. But at the end of the day, I mean, the day got to end. And what's for you is for you. And what's not for you is not for you. No matter what you do. So presently you've got somebody trying to enlist some sort of assistance here. This could be that Virgo energy, because I got the Six of Pentacles to the Hermit. You got a Virgo here that's trying to help keep something grounded or covered up. So in the past, this person could have not wanted to collaborate with you or work with you. Three of Cups in reverse. Or maybe you were under the illusion that these people weren't working together. Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's been a lie here that has formed some sort of betrayal. Ten of Swords. And why is this energy coming up right now? Because someone is afraid. Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, someone is trying to stop you from accessing this Ten of Pentacles. They're afraid of you getting to this point. 10-10 on the timestamp. They don't want you to get to this point. This 10-10, so we got it 10-10. Now, mind you, you got 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. So they don't want you to be changing. It's something that has to do with some sort of inheritance, some sort of family legacy, true happiness. They don't want you to have this shit. And this person seems to be leading out of emotion, or they could be very emotionally manipulative, because we got that King of Cups in the past. They did this, so again, you know, this has been a reoccurring theme of people trying to play in your face like they ain't really like battling you to get you to lower your guard, and then they sneak in for the attack. Yeah, so it's time for you to take action, Queen of Wands. You need to take action, because the delays that you experienced in the past are because you didn't want to take into account what was really showing up in your reality. The Star in reverse, Aquarius. You didn't want to believe that this tower was coming. You didn't want to recognize. They try to delay. Okay, hold on. Just like I said, you taking action to delay you from seeing that there was a tower. What's the tower? Something they trying to stop you from moving on. You were seeing it destroys them. The Chariot in reverse, Cancer. Yeah, they trying to stop you from getting an offer, trying to stop you from going forward. Could be with a career, with some sort of learning situation. Yeah, stop you from ending stagnation. Three of Pentacles in reverse. They didn't want you working. They didn't want you to have any sort of new start. Four of Wands in reverse. This is their wish fulfillment, or yeah, your wish fulfillment here. Building on your wish fulfillment. It's coming quickly. Coming to a city near you. Eight of Wands. Yeah. Someone's quickly trying to change. I'm also getting, again, that download of not wanting you to be in communication with your higher self. Someone's trying to burden you with so many responsibilities and so much shit that has nothing to do with the grand scheme of things, so that you don't be able to create, you don't be able to heal. So any efforts to make peace have been decided recently, because there needs to be an acceptance of an offer here from a Queen of Swords in order for her to continue to build her strength. Somebody need to watch Doctor Strange. Leo could be significant. Building the courage. Yeah, see, you escaped some sort of mental trap by not accepting this offer in the past. King of Cups in reverse, and walking away. And you escape whatever poverty-stricken situation they was trying to put you in. So at the end of the day, you're victorious. Period. 6 of Wands in the upright, and they're worried. Okay, they're worried because they need you to stay hidden. The Sun in reverse in order for them to heal. So now somebody's trying to come up with another plan. Because you've moved on and become the high priestess, right? You've picked up some sort of knowledge of how to heal yourself or how to heal a situation. God's offering you, your spirit team's offering you another chance to build yourself up. Knight of Pentacles. And in the near future, there's something that they don't want you to see coming. They don't want you to sense this action that's happening. Like, they don't think you know what's going on. And they're taking action to keep a cycle open so that you don't move on independently. Page of Wands in reverse. And you don't accomplish these goals. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So someone's coming in with some sort of information or trying to have some sort of talk. Knight of Swords. Yeah. This Emperor in reverse. Someone, maybe Aries energy, that you ended this relationship or friendship because this person wouldn't put in the work. And there's a Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. Yeah, they could have, this Emperor in reverse could have ended this relationship. They weren't willing to put in the work. And there's a loss that you've experienced from nurturing this individual, Queen of Cups. This person was trying to control a situation with magic, the Magician in reverse, Gemini energy, so that they will be able to get some sort of new opportunity, Ace of Pentacles. And now, after healing from this heartbreak or trauma, this King of Swords in reverse is stuck. They lied. Somebody's stuck on you, stuck in place. Pisces season, or Pisces could be significant. Someone's very cold. Somebody sacrificed you because they wanted your life. So they felt like what they was trying to do to steal, that shit coming out. Yeah, they was trying to set you back financially so that they wouldn't have to change. Somebody's lost this battle, though, with whatever spiritual or physical court. Libra, Justice in reverse. This person's running out of options. And you're sitting in this Empress energy, Aries. So taking the leap of faith has kind of stopped someone from being able to, like, control you. Now, there is a Cancer masculine here, or somebody's trying to hide King of Pentacles in reverse, what they taking. Because things are thrown off. Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius. Shit's thrown off. Yeah, they don't want to face the reality that they lost out. They don't want to face the reality that they bombed out, right? You're being selfish, you're being stubborn, and that's just not what it is. Temperance in reverse. Sagittarius is masculine. He could have prominent, or he or she, take away resonates, could have prominent, like, earth sign. Also Cancer. Somebody's trying to hide their loss. They don't want you to know the truth. So in the past, you were consumed with the fact that they've lost some sort of protection, but you're blessed and you need to be searching for joy in your life, okay? Presently, someone could be trying to collaborate with you, but this is an effort to change a situation that's long overdue for a death in ending here. Yeah, they trying to change this. They want to collaborate with you because they lost some sort of victory trying to end the situation, end you. We've been talking about that a lot too. Yeah, someone's not being genuine, and you need to remember that, okay? Present collective. Your lack of confidence in the past is why they felt like they could play with you near future. Someone still hasn't grown, so don't be tricked. This goddamn Taurus, don't be tricked into thinking this person can provide for you, okay? They were trying to destroy you in the past so that you wouldn't be able to work because they were afraid of being trapped. This person may didn't trust the fact that you could bring them some sort of peace. So they kept hunting. There could be a Sagittarius involved, looking for some sort of strength, coming after your strength. This person, something's being put at rest though. There's a relationship, love, intention. They could have made it seem like, oh, I just want you to rest. I love you. These are my intentions. I want to be kind to you. But this was to get you to adapt to something they were trying to communicate with you. There's a patience here. Somebody's remained patient and determined to evolve, taking care of you. Lack of family. This is why they're playing in your energy. Overall, you got a Gemini who's hiding some sort of deal they took, or Gemini or Capricorn, to take your power. Somebody feels powerless, Aries. Somebody doesn't have the power to heal a situation. There's a lot going on with an Aquarius, and their secrets are coming out. They didn't expect you to follow your instincts, but you've gotten wiser. Okay, y'all, I made it to the oracle, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this message resonates, don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it can help. I appreciate y'all so much for tapping in. And, you know, if you're in need of my services, or if you're a DIYer, click that link in my bio. You guys can join my Patreon, or you can book an appointment, you know. But yeah, I love you guys. I mean it. And per usual, you know, we'll chat soon. Bye.